Hello everyone, welcome to Snowbundle channel. Today I'll be discussing about dashboard filters. And here I've taken an example of one dashboard with the two tiles. The first tile talks about the credits used per month by each warehouses, and the second one talks about the top 5 large tables from the COVID data share. The top 5 large table in terms of row count and also the bytes used by the table. Also, you can see few of the options are available on top of these charts. The plus sign indicates the new tile, which is mainly used for creating the charts. And if I wanted to add few more charts in the same dashboard, I can use this new tile option, which will help me to create one more chart for the same. And next we goes with the filter option, which we'll be discussing in detail today. This filter acts like a function where it can be utilized for passing the arguments and get the data dynamically from the charts. And we'll discuss in detail with the few examples. And next, coming to the types of filters and its usages. There are two types of filter. One is system level filter and the user defined filter. System level filter comes with the two filters. One is date bucket and the date range, which will be created by default in any of the dashboard, which will be created in the Snowsight. The date bucket talks about the grouping by the day, week, month, where this parameter can be utilized in the SQL query for the charts. This is mainly used for when we wanted to group some of the values with the help of days, month, week and year. So like that, if you wanted to do it, then we can use the date bucket function or the filter. And when it comes to the date range is mainly used when we wanted to get the data over a period of time, where we can select the date range, example last 7 days, last 30 days. So that will go in detail with an example. And now we will discuss about the filter option with the help of dashboard which has been created. And coming to the filter option, there are these many filters are created. There are total 4 filters, and there are options like edit permissions, and this is a plus filter. This is creating a new filter. So here we can see that date bucket and date range are the system level filters, which will come by default for each of the dashboard, and these are the filters which are created by the user or by me. As you can see, these filters are associated with the roles. Here the warehouse is associated with account admin, warehouse LST is associated with the sysadmin. It means that when we share the dashboard with the other user also should have the access to these roles. So here I will show creating one of the filter. So here we'll create one user level filter. Now to create a filter, I just need to click on this create filter. Here I will be creating one filter called the databases, where I don't want to manually pass the database names in one of the chart. I wanted to pass the database name dynamically to get the data for the database which I am looking for that particular report. Here I will be giving the display name as database and the SQL keyword also as a database, which will list the databases in account. And I'll be creating this filter with a role from sysadmin role, and I'll be setting the warehouses as compute warehouse. And here it is showing me that to get the values for this database, I can use either query or list. The first I will talk about how we can list the values with the help of query. For that I need to write a query which will open the another SQL window. We know that the databases will be present in the Snowflake account usage schema in that databases. So here first I will be fetching all the data from this databases view. As we can see, it resulted into all the databases from the account. Even it listed all the inbound databases, which is Snowflake sample data, and COVID data, which is the Snowflake shared database. I wanted to have only the databases which are created by me. So for that I just need to go to the type column, so which will define for the created one. In this type column we can see that standards are defined for the databases which is created by me. and for other inbound databases it is as imported databases as well as application. Application is for the Snowflake. Here I am interested in only two databases which is created by me, SampleDB and MyDB. How I can filter only these two databases? So that is based on the type of databases. The databases which is created by the user, so those will fall into the type of standard. So for that I will be using the type as the filter to list down. Now it is listing only two databases. So in this I am interested only in this database name column that I will be using over here. So now it is listing the values which are required for the parameter. So one is SampleDB and MyDB. So once it is created, I just need to click on this done. So that query is stored in this parameter. Then I need to click on this save. So now we can see database came in this filter. Initially there were 4 filters, now 5. This is the filter which we have created just now. So here we can see that the value we are passing, and also we need to make one more edit in that. Here we can see that multiple values can be selected. If I wanted to select the multiple databases and look the chart, for that this option will be helpful. So for that I will enable this one. If I wanted to enable one more option called all, I wanted to list all the databases, then this option will be helpful. Include other means apart from the databases, if I wanted to get the data for some other databases, then this other option will be helpful. And then I will click on save and done. As this database filter is not used in any of the chart, that's why it is not populating over here. And now we will see how we can utilize this database parameter or database filter in the chart. So for that I will be using this database storage chart, and this database storage is already having the filters used in it. So if I just hover on that, it is using the group by. So this filter is from this chart only. And if I just click on this 3 dot, it is showing these many options. View chart. If I wanted to change the chart, I can use this view chart, and if I wanted to do any modification for the chart, example I wanted to add this X and Y column label, so with this I can do it. And edit query, if I wanted to do any SQL changes, this will be helpful. Duplicate tile, this will be mainly helpful when you wanted to duplicate the tile and do the minor changes. And unplaced tile means this will be used when you wanted to take out the charts from this dashboard, but still it will be there in the tile list. Delete means it will completely delete from the tile list of this dashboard. So now I will be going to the edit query. Here, as I told, it is already using this date bucket, which is nothing but this group by month. Here we can see database name filter is applied to this query, and here I have manually passed the database name, MyDB and the SampleDB. Instead of this, if I wanted to give the filter to the dashboard user where he can choose his dashboard for his requirement, then it will be more helpful. For that, I will be using this database parameter or database filter in this query. I will be disabling the manually passed filter and enabling this one. And before that, I shouldn't use this in and pass the values. I should be using this equal to, then this will be working. Now we are able to see the query result. Here it is showing that for each databases, how many average database bytes has been used over a period. So for this, we have used this database level filter, which is listing all the databases. And if I wanted to go for this sample DB where I haven't used any of the tables in this sample DB. For that, if I just select that database in this filter and if I just give on apply, it won't show any data because that database is not having any data or any persisted data in it. Yes, if I select the MyDB which is having some tables in it, for which it will be showing the data for a month wise. So how we are using the date bucket filter in this SQL query? So in the select statement we are passing the date bucket filter and we are passing the usage date, which is the date column, and also in the group by also we need to pass because the same column needs to be aggregated over a period. This is how it is showing the chart. So now we discussed about database filter which is created by me. I mean, as it is a user level filter, and group by it is a date bucket filter from the system level filter, and warehouse list. Okay, now we'll talk about how this filter is been created. So for that, if you wanted to edit this filter and see this filter, for that you need to go to this filter option and this warehouse LST. In this, give plus click on edit option. This is how it is defined. Warehouse list and warehouse LST as the keyword, and it is associated with the sysadmin role. And here I have used the list option. We have seen the query option for the database filter when we have a limited data and we wanted to show only the key, not the values to the dashboard user, and the values will be automatically passed to the dashboard, for which we can use the list option. So here I use the list. I will click on this edit list. Given like warehouse 1 is related with the compute warehouse, warehouse 2 is with the DBA warehouse. Here I just taken an example with the warehouse only. Here as well, value type will be text or number. This can be chosen when we will give the list. So here I have used the warehouse. So for that I have chosen the text. Include all option, where it will allow all the warehouses to be selected in the query. I don't want to list manually all the warehouses. For that it will be helpful. Include other option means other than this listed warehouses, it will choose the other option. Example, cloud services credits, which will come in another warehouses. So that will be chosen for the other option. We discussed on this database filter, date bucket filter. This date bucket filter uses the group by based on the week, hour, month, second, year, like that. Date range is the custom filter which we will discuss right now. And the warehouse filter, it is similar to the database filter, which is created with the query option and manually created. And this is owned by the account admin role. So that we can see through this edit option. Here we can see that warehouses is the display name and it is associated with account admin row. It is using the compute warehouse, and edit query, if I just click on this, and this is what it is using. Show warehouses and select the name or the warehouses name from this show warehouses result list. And here we are given refresh hourly means it will refresh the query for this period. Refresh hourly and daily and never refresh. So these all options can be used. Since it is a warehouses, so for that the value type is a text is being used. Now we will discuss about date range filter. So date range filter is being used in this dashboard, credits used per month by each warehouse. So if I just hover on this filter, it is using the warehouse LST which we saw just few minutes back, where we have listed all the warehouses with the list option, and above it is showing that the date range. So that is coming from this date range, where I can choose any of the date range which is required for this dashboard reporting. So here I will be setting to all time, and for that I just need to click on this apply. It will apply to the all the charts which is using this date range. And now I will click on save, which will save this filter and update the charts. And now I will go to the edit query. Here we can see date range is applied to start date time. So start time is the timestamp. So for that, externally we apply to date, which will take only the date part of this timestamp. So it is filtering the date range which is selected by the dashboard user. Here I have selected all time, means all the dates from the start time of this warehouse will be chosen. Here we can see warehouse name is equal to warehouse LST. Warehouse LST from this filter. Warehouse 1 is the DBA warehouse, warehouse 2 is the compute warehouse. Here I am not exposing the values associated with the keys for the warehouse 1 and warehouse 2. And now we will discuss about the edit permission on the filter. For that I will be clicking on this filter and go to edit permission. So here we can see only account admin and sysadmin would be able to create the filter. And if another role also needs to be create the filter and can be used in the query, then we can choose that role with which we can create the filter. So here I will be choosing the read role. Here read role is given a permission to create the filter. For the read role, I will be logging with another user. That user is having only the read role. Here we can see interior 3 is having only the read role. So I will be logging with the interior 3 user, and for this user I will be sharing the dashboard. Then we can see whether I will be able to use the filter which is created by the higher role or not. And now I need to share this dashboard with the interior 3 with the edit access. So I will be sharing this dashboard with the interior 3. First I will be removing this other user. I will be adding this interior 3 over here with the edit access. For detailed of this edit, view run, view result and people with link option, you please refer my previous video where I explained each grants and what are the importance of this grant and how they will behave when we will share with the other users. Now I will be logging with the user 3. Now I logged it with the interior 3 who is having the highest role as the read role. I will be selecting this read role and go to the dashboard section, and this is where we can see that the dashboard shared from the user 1, which is interior 1 or the interior yes. Here we can see that read role is associated with this. First I will run this dashboard once, and we know that these filters are created with a higher role as well, but still the lower role would be able to select the values for the filters defined. And now we'll click on this filter option, and if you just see the filters which is created by the account admin, here we are not able to see the edit option for this. And even for the sysadmin, it means that the filters created with a higher role can't be edited by the lower role. That's why it is advisable to create the filters with the lower role. I think I covered most out of filter option from this dashboard. Please let me know in comment for any of clarification or any of the options to be explored. Thank you.